We
did it.
Man,
now we're live.
Phil has no chill.
No chill
You guys
at
knew
all.
that.
No chill at all.
You guys knew that when you hired me.
We hired you?
I mean, Greg made me go through that
You've
extensive
been paying Phil?
interview process. What? Wait, you're supposed to be paying me?
No.
Okay.
Have you been receiving a paycheck? Do we need to fix the glitch, or
Someone's been
fixed the glitch.
throwing a handful of nickels at my front door every week. I figured it was you guys.
Well, that's true. Yes,
So,
that is
yeah,
true.
but one has nothing to do with the other.
No.
oh, okay. Well, that's good because I've not been reporting it on my taxes.
Mm-hmm. You heard it here first, IRS.
That's not true. I was a joke. Oh. I report all the handfuls of nickels thrown at my door.
Just want to see your
supplementary income.
Is that a door to the outside behind you there?
Which one?
I just want to see them zip line through the window.
Oh, yeah. No,
you could definitely see that from here.
Yeah. They'll be coming in through that window, absolutely.
Yeah. Hello and welcome to episode number 917 of the Player One podcast for Tuesday, June 25th, 2024. I'm your host, Chris Johnston, and with me as always from Canada is Mr. Greg Seward.
Yellow.
How's it going there, sir?
It's been a week, I'll tell you, but you should let Phil introduce himself first, and then
we'll get into it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, calling in from the great
all right, I'll
state
tell
of
you
Washington.
if you want me to just get into this now.
Mr. Phil Theobald. Hello.
Boy, it's been a week. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
I got nothing.
I mean, it has been a week since we all.
Yeah, I mean that's all I was saying. It's been 7 calendar days.
That's it.
Yeah.
Since we last podcasted. Since
I really didn't have anything else to say.
No. That is technically true.
Yeah,
I guess that's right.
How's it going?
Yeah, it's going okay. Here.
Good.
How about yourself?
I'm fine.
There you go.
Everything's fine. How are you?
Greg, you look like you want to say something.
Do
you?
So I was streaming on Thursday night.
Yeah, as you do.
Well,
and I heard a thumping.
Uh-oh.
Thumping.
A thumping noise.
A thump in the night.
Yes.
Something gently bumping at your chamber door.
Yes.
Oh, I actually think I wondered what this was since I tuned into your stream and there was nobody playing.
Yeah, so it was right around the time that I would normally disconnect, but I was almost I was on the final level of 8 Eyes, that classic
8 Eyes
Taxan NES cartridge, 8 Eyes.
Yeah,
I've never beaten
every kid's favorite.
Yes, the poor man's Simon's Quest, which was the poor man's Castlevania. So, anyway, I'm just kidding. I love Simon's Quest.
It's a poor man in Inception.
So anyway, like I've an aunt who lives upstairs, and she's elderly and she's not in great health. So every time I hear a noise like that, it's like, well, I got to go check and make sure she's okay.
Understandable.
So I sort of told everybody just be back in a minute.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Went upstairs and nope, she's fine. Don't know what that was all about.
Okay.
So we have a den downstairs in the house. It was my dad's old place. We converted it to a den for me and the kids, but it doesn't have an interior entrance. So to get down there, you actually have to you have to go out the door, go outside, downstairs, and then back in there.
Okay.
So it's like, well, it must have been coming from downstairs, and I knew my son was down there. So I went outside and walking across the deck, and I can hear a faint beeping.
Oh.
And as I'm coming down the stairs, really dark outside.
Is this a Rise of the Machines situation?
My son is coming up the stairs.
Okay.
And he's like, there was a fire.
Whoa.
Oh.
But I got it out.
Whoa.
So I was like, well, okay. So take me down and let's see this. So we went down, and so in this den, one half of it is just like a regular living space, but one half is an earthen basement. So it's, if you don't know what that means, it's literally just a basement that has an earthen floor.
Okay.
There's one doorway at the end of the hall that leads to that. And that door was open, and we go in, and the fire wasn't out.
Oh.
So, it was just a little sort of pile of stuff in the middle of this basement that's got way too much crap in it, and a lot of it is very flammable. And So I'm like, okay, that's not out. So he had a pot that he was filling it with water and throwing it on. It was just a small fire, but it was starting to spread.
Right.
So he's running this pot back and forth to me from the kitchen, and I'm throwing it on this fire, and it is going out, but it's also starting to spread. It had spread to like those Rubbermaid tubs that you store things in. There was a
Yeah.
cover. Turns out those are very flammable as well. So they don't melt; they burn. So that there was a cover there that was starting to burn, and there was a duffel bag that it was my dad's. He used this kind of a tool bag, but it was also one of those things where it's like, if you go buy something for the house, like you need to do like put some caulking around the bathtub or anything like that. It's like you use it that one time and then he would throw it in this bag. That's what this bag was. It was filled with
a junk
stuff.
bag,
Miscellaneous repair.
With some chemicals.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's like a can of Raid in there too, and stuff like that. And I'm noticing that it's starting to catch fire. So I'm like yelling to my son, look, you keep dousing this. And I started running these two items out because they were near other things like wooden fold-up chairs and cardboard boxes. And so I'm running these flaming items down the hallway while my son is continuing to throw water on this. All it was a little pile of clothes that was on fire. Anyway, I got this stuff out onto the deck or out onto the lawn. I threw it all out on the lawn where it really lit up. And we got the fire out. And then we got the fire out on the lawn. And but due to me being a super cautious person, I called the fire department anyway.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I think it's out.
Right.
I want to be sure. Plus, it was so smoky in there that we couldn't even go in to the house. So I called 911. I had to get everybody out of the house while we sat there and waited for the fire department to show up. And we didn't have any kind of industrial strength fans or anything to get the smoke out. So yeah, the fire department showed up. It was out, and they investigated, and the police were here, and and the whole time my stream was running. So, but it was the microphone was muted. Yeah, it was just on a pause screen for like an hour. This whole process was about an hour. But anyway, everyone's okay. There was no damage to the house. We lost a duffel bag, a sweatshirt, half of a Rubbermaid tub, and a little bit of trust. But that's all I'm going to say about that.
Oof a doof.
Everybody's fine.
Okay.
Everything's fine. Oof. So, but yeah, that was an unexpected event. So around 12:30, I ended up turning off the stream.
Had your son been watching last week's Nintendo Direct? Because that Direct was fire.
It was fire.
Oh, for crying out loud! Starting to remember why I don't show up for these things anymore. Goodness gracious!
Yikes! Well, that's good to hear that everybody's okay and that it didn't get any worse.
Side note, because I'm old and fat, I've got high blood pressure, which is something I've been taking medication for the last couple months.
Yeah,
and I record my blood pressure every morning, and it's been coming down rather nicely. By the way,
good.
It's getting very normal.
Yeah.
The morning after that, it was pretty high.
Well, that's weird.
I gotta say, it was pretty high.
That's understandable, sir.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well. That would explain why the Thursday night, I did not see this until afterwards. I didn't see it until Friday, but on Thursday I got a message via Steam, which, I never get messages via Steam.
Right.
Yeah.
But hacker alias Night Attack sent me a message basically asking if I would do a wellness check on you because you
and I noticed you didn't. So
well, again, I didn't see it until Friday, and by that point
it's like, well, whatever happened, he's already dead anyway.
He sent a follow-up message saying never mind, he showed back up. So I figured, okay, he's probably fine.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are Greg?
Yeah.
Are you doing okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
Blood pressure's
Right.
a little high, but that's about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Attention, Night Attack. Greg's blood pressure was a little high
Yeah.
afterwards.
He's fine.
He's fine
No.
now, though.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
I could use a sandwich from Panera Bread. I like their sourdough. So
If you have access to a Panera, please send Greg a sandwich. It doesn't matter which one. You're not picky. It
No,
doesn't
I don't
matter.
care.
He's not picky.
look at me.
Do you
Do I
have
look
Panera
picky?
Breads up there in
No.
Halifax?
No.
Well, you know
Is that
they
right?
changed their menu recently.
Really?
I think they're trying to appeal to the youth market.
The Ute.
now.
They
It's
only
like how
serve-
Tim Hortons up here now has pizza.
what?
Yeah.
Really? Huh.
Yeah.
Tim Hortons pizza?
That doesn't
Yeah.
sound
That's weird.
right at all.
I mean, I'm in no position to say I'm not Canadian,
No, you're right.
but it
Tim
is
Hortons
weird.
pizza.
Okay.
That was the right response.
Okay,
yeah.
it's weird.
But are you going to be finding a Panera Bread to go to when you go to LI Retro?
Maybe. I don't know. That's going to be a pretty whirlwind tour. So yeah, for
So
anyone
maybe
who
not.
didn't hear last week, I'll be speaking on a panel with G to the next level at Long Island Retro Gaming Expo in August. First weekend of August, second weekend of August. I
Wow.
think.
Yeah.
So I'll be around.
Mr.
Come say hi.
Fancy Pants.
If CJ has some pins and stuff to send my way, maybe I'll take them with me. But we'll see.
I could. Yeah. I could do that. Maybe I will.
Might have to pay duty on them, but we'll see.
I might have to. Yeah.
Duty.
Well,
That's their show for this week. I'm
That
done.
was-
I have nothing else to talk
that
about.
was some excitement, though.
Yeah, really.
I'll refrain from making a Burning Rangers
I'll
joke.
make all the jokes you want. I don't care. We're okay.
Say, yes, son, we're going to have to play some Burning Rangers. Learn how to deal with the Sega way.
That's right.
Anyway.
The only way.
That's right. All right. Well,
Yeah.
last week, as I mentioned, there was a Nintendo Direct.
When was this?
It was last week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You
Did
said
they show
Nintendo
anything?
Direct
I
like
know
Donna
that.
Chang.
Do I really?
A little bit. A little
Nintendo
bit of a
Direct?
Emphasis on the wrong syllable there. The first time you said it.
Nintendo Direct.
Yeah.
But yeah, what was this on Thursday? This happened?
Oh.
Yeah. Was it? I think it was.
I think
it was
it-
the same night we almost burned our house down.
I think it
Probably
was.
because all the announcements were straight
Oh no,
fire.
it was on Tuesday. It was
Oh,
on
well, then
Tuesday.
I have no explanation.
Probably a delayed reaction because those announcements were straight fire.
Boom. That's right. And I suppose both of you watched it.
I did.
I did.
Did you actually?
Watched it delayed, but
Delayed.
yeah.
Well, what'd you think of the kickoff game here? Mario and Luigi Brothership.
I don't even remember what came after that. I'm so excited.
It's in our outline.
Oh my god.
I was disappointed by the whole thing because there was no Astrobot announcement.
Oh,
I was.
I mean,
very-
with Sony bringing Aloy to Nintendo Switch, you would
Right?
figure the next best thing would be Astrobot on Switch.
it only makes sense.
Astrobot.
Yeah.
I really wish they just, lift the entire Astro Boy theme song for that game.
I don't think that's legal.
I don't
I
care.
don't think it's related at all.
I don't
Really?
care.
I mean, I guess you could call it parody
Was anybody who was related to that show in the 80s still alive at this point?
to the 80s
To the
Astrobot.
80s show?
Yeah,
Maybe.
the 80s Astro
Or 80s
Boy is the
Astro
one that
Boy?
I watched. So
Oh, I
Possibly.
see.
Yeah.
We'll have to
Just
check
saying.
on that. Well, yeah. What do you think of Brothership?
I'm so
Can't wait.
excited. I'm so excited.
Love some Mario and Luigi.
I said this well after the fact because I watched it hours after it was on.
Mhm.
But I don't normally get very excited about directs, but man,
Yeah.
I was so excited that was, and at that point,
Yeah.
Donkey Kong had already been spoiled. I'd managed, I stumbled across Donkey Kong and I'd stumbled across Metroid, but I'm like, well, I should watch this anyway. And I turned
Yeah.
it on and I had no idea that was going to be the first game. And, so I had to go on our little chat again, like hours after the fact. And I even said there, I don't even care I know what comes after this, a couple of the big names, and I don't even care. I am so excited that we're getting a new Mario and Luigi, because I've said it for years that I wish we could get a sequel to that, and I kind of thought that series was dead because of how they sort of don't have a console and handheld line anymore, right?
Well, and also because Alpha Dream closed down
and Alpha Dream's gone, right? So I just figured, unfortunately, that's the end of it. And to see that coming out, and also I was saying that it feels like Nintendo's getting into this a bit of a process here where they're like reviving old and doing remakes of classic games that are almost like primers for something. Like, same thing with Metroid Prime 4 now getting ready to come out, and how we had sort of it was pretty much a surprise remake of Metroid Prime last year. And like with Mario and Luigi, that's great, but I'm currently playing a Paper Mario Thousand Year Door remake, as are you, and we just got the Super Mario RPG remake, and so bring it on. I am all for. I'm tingling. I'm so excited for this game. This is like the way that Phil was saying when Astrobot was announced. Like they just announced my game of the year. Like that's how I feel about Mario and Luigi.
This. Yeah,
I'm probably setting way too high expectations for it, but I don't care.
No such thing.
It's not even a remake. It's a new game. So we had remakes of Super Mario RPG and Thousand Year Door, and now we're getting a new Mario and Luigi game.
Yeah,
it's great.
Oh, I'm so excited.
And I haven't really even been into those games in the past, so this will be interesting to get into this.
Even the lesser versions, like the sequels that weren't the best, I've just loved every one of them.
Yeah.
Wait, you weren't into those games, CJ?
No.
Wow.
So you've never really played them then?
No.
Oh,
really.
Man. They're great little games.
Absolutely.
And
I have heard
they don't
great
come
things.
off as just different versions of Mario RPG. Like they feel like their own.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
So
there's so much personality. So funny.
Oh my God. Yeah.
You'll love it,
down for
CJ.
Yeah, I'm sure I will.
Yeah.
Yeah. Looking forward to it. That was the kickoff, but there were so many other amazing games announced during this direct.
It was a really good direct.
It was
one of the best that they've done, maybe ever. Let's talk about The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom.
Something
unexpected.
More like The Legend of Link. Am I right?
No.
The Adventure of Zelda.
Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Woke.
God, did you just do that?
Well, the internet did that. I'm just no. I think it looks really interesting, and I love that they're using the Link's Awakening remake
style.
Absolutely,
because that was a beautiful game. It was a beautiful way to remake it, and it would have been a shame to never ever use that again.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But I think the gameplay looks really interesting. I mean, it just doesn't. It doesn't just look like another Zelda game.
Right.
So
it doesn't. It looks like they've taken almost the Ultra Hand ability from Tears of the Kingdom and made a top-down Zelda using that same mechanic.
Yeah.
In some ways. But you can summon things out of thin air, which is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
I'm really looking forward to that.
Me too. I hope the end boss has you. Well, I won't. Maybe I won't say it.
I hope the end boss wields the wand of Gamelon,
or you have to somehow and this. You have to like duplicate Link or something.
Oh
yeah. I feel like that's
the end.
He's definitely going to
be
part of the end game. I think. Yeah.
Because when Super Mario Odyssey came out, we all thought, well, there's gonna be a time where that hat goes on Bowser, right?
Right.
And it did.
Yeah.
And it was good. It was good stuff. So yeah, it's probably gonna happen. I'm looking forward to it.
I'm very excited.
We got a new co-host, fourth chair.
She can't hear you. She doesn't have the headphones on.
Got
where are you going, Kiki?
Yep.
You done?
Kiki done.
Yep. I'm done.
He's done. Okay.
Yep.
I'm gonna take your cable with me. Yep.
There it is. Taking those headphones.
I'm back.
Yeah.
She disconnected my headphones when she decided.
I could tell when you picked her up at first. I figured that was going to happen because she was all tangled in it already.
Yeah,
for sure.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. And hey, it comes out pretty darn soon. So
Yep.
Like tomorrow?
not tomorrow.
Oh.
No, I'm sorry. September 26th.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Not that
September's
far
closer than I'd like it to be, but yes.
away. Closer than Mario and Luigi Brothership, which is November 7th.
Yeah, it's what I'll be playing
Post-
over Christmas break.
Post Astrobot.
Mm-hmm. Good.
They knew.
Yeah.
Astrobot.
They were like, we better
We went
release
through
after.
so much of this year where I wasn't super excited about much.
Yeah.
And now it's like, and I think the thing I was most excited about was a remake of a game that I loved 20 years ago. And now it feels like the second half of the year is starting to get full.
You talking about
Yeah.
Thousand Year
Stuff I wanna
Door?
play. Yeah.
Okay.
So it feels like the second
Yeah.
half of the year is starting to get full now. And
Well,
that's
and
great.
the other thing you'll remember, when were these headlines where Nintendo doesn't have anything
Oh, I don't
uh,
know. Yeah, whatever.
for the next year? Like it seemed like this
just think-
should be like if Switch 2 is a thing and it's coming next year, this should be kind of a transition period where you expect to get a lot of remakes and maybe smaller games. But it feels like we're getting a lot of stuff that at least I'm excited about.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe they're not
got-
going to be the next Animal Crossing, but it's still exciting stuff.
I feel like even their remakes are exciting at this point. And I don't normally feel like that, but Nintendo, I don't know, they've really got a good balance going right now. Even like Luigi 2 coming out
Yeah.
Luigi's
Like,
Mansion
very soon, right?
2 HD comes out this week.
Next week.
Yeah. So
Or this
week.
This current week.
yeah.
I'm very excited about that
I'm
game.
playing a lot of Switch this year.
Yeah.
Will
Yeah,
continue
me
to
too.
be.
I finished Mario RPG.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I
not
finished
Thousand Year
the
Door.
Yeah, not Thousand Year Door.
Right, right.
I'm on the way to finishing
Okay.
Thousand Year Door.
Okay.
But
I don't.
yeah.
When you said I finished Mario RPG, I took that to mean that you finished the game that's called Mario RPG.
Oh,
Super Mario RPG.
Right. Well, no.
Yes.
Again,
just because CJ doesn't finish a lot of games.
that was my
Except I
surprise.
finished that and Yakuza 7 Like a Dragon
Yeah.
this year. So,
Look
and
at
I'll
that.
definitely finish Thousand Year Door. That's definitely happening. All right, so let's continue down the list here because there's good stuff. We'll wrap up with Metroid Prime, but Super Mario Party Jamboree, very exciting. Another
The Zelda
have-
game. It's really cool.
the what?
The Zelda game.
I just played Mario Party Superstars yesterday, and it,
when I was
it's
watching-
good fun.
When I was watching this, I was sort of wondering, like, I wonder if my kids would want to play this.
A Mario Party game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because we've never really had Mario Party games in the house. So
Ah,
I don't know. I was
they're
thinking about it, but it seems like a lot of money to spend to find out they're not interested.
potentially. Although you could use a voucher, right? If you wanted
still,
to.
still a lot of money to spend.
I
but
guess that's true. Donkey Kong Country Returns HD. Somebody's going to be interested in this, right?
Well, yeah, I am, because I really liked Donkey Kong Country Returns.
It was
Although I couldn't tell you a whole lot about it. Like I didn't love it or anything, but it just came out at the right time. And it's a really solid platformer. Like,
Well, and back in the Wii days, it used motion control as well.
yeah, and
for
I
some,
hated motion control, and that's how I think how decent the game was, is that didn't actually deter me from playing it.
Oh, okay.
I played through it, and I
Wow.
really enjoyed it. So, I don't know that I'm going to be rushing out to get the remake. But I mean, it's a good game, and if you haven't played it, because it was on the Wii U, so probably a lot of people haven't.
It was on the Wii.
Oh, sorry, but either way, if you haven't played it, it's worth playing. It's really worth playing. It's a lot of fun, and it's it takes sort of it really modernized the sort of Donkey Kong Country concepts that you saw back on the Super Nintendo in a nice way.
Well, makes them good now.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
Was this
modernized.
Retro's first Donkey Kong Country game?
I believe it was. Yes. Because then they did
I don't know.
Tropical Freeze
Right.
after that.
And that was a Wii U game
That was a Wii U game, yes.
Yes.
and a
Sorry.
Switch game later.
Yeah.
And then Donkey Kong Country Returns came out on 3DS, and those 3DS levels will be in this.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's
that's nice.
Nice little package there. Let's talk about Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection.
This is another one that
What a
when
treat.
they announced it, I was like, oh my God, this is awesome.
Yep.
Kind of an amazing collection there.
I have to admit, I pre-ordered both the Switch and PlayStation versions of this game
Nice.
Okay.
just to have them. Because this is, again,
Capcom's really taking you for a ride, I would say.
got it. I got
This is these games are from the era of, like, in my opinion, like the peak Capcom 2D fighters.
Oh, absolutely.
Like this is when they were at their best.
Absolutely.
So when are we going to get a Darkstalkers fight?
Oh,
man. boy.
Like,
Well, we got one on the PSP,
That's true.
yeah, when is that going to happen?
but yes,
For
that's a
regular
thing
home
that desperately
consoles.
needs to happen.
Yeah.
There's only 3 of them, right? There's just Darkstalkers, Night Warriors, and Vampire Savior. So
Yes.
Maybe.
I believe, yeah.
if you get-
Those are great
you-
games.
If you want to get crazy, you could throw like Pocket Fighter on there or something.
Well, I mean, they clearly don't mind doing stuff like that because we're getting, what is it, Punisher?
Punisher.
Boy,
Yeah.
that sticks out like a sore thumb. But
Well, you know,
hey, it's Punisher.
as far as I
It's a
know,
game.
as far as I know, that's the only Marvel arcade game that Capcom did that's not a fighting game.
Okay.
So
they
if
should
they
make a deal with Konami and get us X-Men
Well,
arcade on here too.
good luck with
there
that.
you go.
I really hope somewhere down the line, even if they maybe expand this, although I don't know that there are any Marvel characters in these games, but I would love to see SNK versus Capcom collection.
Oh yeah.
The 2 big boy games plus like the Neo Geo Pocket game would be really cool, and maybe throw in the Card Fighters Clash. That would make a sweet little collection.
People are pointing out in our chat,
And they're
That-
right.
and I forgot about this. The Capcom fighting collection that came out a couple years ago has
Oh,
All the Darkstalkers
all the
games on it,
Darkstalkers games.
including ones we didn't
Okay.
mention.
Yeah.
Maybe
So
we
there
should
you
have
go.
gotten that.
Yeah.
They already did it.
You heard it here
So-
first.
So put
We
your
didn't
money
know that
where your mouth
existed.
is, Greg. A couple minutes
What?
ago,
Probably
you were
already
like,
bought that.
"Oh, I'd
They
pay
probably already bought it.
$40."
Yeah.
There it is. Go get it.
Did you guys ever play Vampire Savior?
No.
I imported that from the Saturn, and it was, mwah.
Oh yeah, no, I
It's
loved
so
all
good.
the Darkstalker games.
Yeah.
Not enough to buy a collection of them, though.
Fantastic.
You know what's terrible is I think I actually do have this.
Yeah, I
Capcom
think I might
fighting
do
collection.
actually.
I just haven't played it
Busted
in
it out.
quite some time.
I see. So we got some new NSO games. Got Metroid Zero Mission.
Also a great game.
Great game.
A fantastic game. I need to replay that.
Yep.
Link to the Past and Four Swords, the Game Boy Advance Link to the Past, not remake, but re-release on Game Boy
Yeah, I
Advance
don't
plus
think they
Four Swords.
enhanced it in any way, did they? The
I don't
actual
believe
Link to
so.
the Past remake.
I heard somebody say if you finish Four Swords and then play Link to the Past, there's an extra dungeon. I don't know if that's true.
Oh, I don't know. I believe that. That sounds like something Nintendo would have done back
it
then.
does sound, it does sound like something they would do, but and of course you can play Game Boy Advance games online with the
Yeah.
NSO
Oh, yes.
expansion pass, so you could potentially play this linked with 3 other players. So that could be pretty cool.
That's the last time I played this was in San Francisco.
I
And
think
know
I
you were one of the players.
yeah,
CJ.
I did
don't
play
know if
it.
you were
That was
Phil,
the
but-
last time I played it as well.
Yep.
Because I didn't have
It was when Nintendo was pushing connectivity so hard.
they were, and it's not a bad idea, but
No, it just was unwieldy.
it just wasn't practical for
Yeah.
most people, even our age, to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we have a new Nintendo 64 Mature app because they've released Perfect Dark and Turok as part of the expansion pass. So those are in a separate app
Yeah.
you have to download, and those are the only 2 games in that app.
That's funny.
And I guess we had a preview of it a little bit because Japan when they got GoldenEye and was it just GoldenEye?
I don't know.
When they got GoldenEye, they released a 17 plus N64 app in Japan. Oh, and I
Oh.
think
So
the
what
other
else would go on that? Like Doom?
Conquer.
potentially.
Well,
Conquer.
Conquer's the obvious one, but I wonder if they would. I mean, it would be great if they put that on there.
Yeah.
I really
Yeah, it
enjoyed
would be.
Conquer.
Did you really?
Yeah, I did.
Would be great.
Even the fact that I didn't really like rare games, I liked it enough to play Conquer.
They can put
never-
Armorines on there
I'm sure you know the other Turoks,
and the other
Right.
Turoks. Yeah.
because there were 3 or 4.
South
of those, weren't
Park.
there? South Park. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Resident Evil 2.
Oh, there you go. Okay, so there are a fair amount then. I was having trouble remembering how many
Biofreaks.
17 plus games. that I-
Dr. Muto. No.
I think that was just a PlayStation game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Was
Was
it? It wasn't
PS2?
wasn't an N64 game?
I don't think so, but also I don't care enough to bother looking it up.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, right?
Dr. Muto.
Yeah.
You had Biofreaks.
What is
You
it? Sin and
had,
Punishment probably would go in there.
I think
Or is
Sin
that
and
already
Punishment's
on?
already on the series.
You're right,
the
Im.
service.
It might
What are-
already
what
be
are-
on there.
There's other crappy fighting games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was more thinking about things that might be exciting to play again, but
Oh,
But you got Turok in there. So that's
Turok
proven.
was a fun game.
No.
No? Oh, I enjoyed it. I mean, maybe it was the novelty of playing a first-person shooter on the N64.
I think that's what it is.
that's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
I don't know. I had fun with it.
I don't
Play it
think I'll
now.
be revisiting
Tell us
Perfect
what you
Dark
think.
either.
You know, it's funny though, because I would never have in a million years thought that like Doom 64 would be fun to play again. Have you tried Doom 64 lately?
Doom 64 is a fun game.
It's really good.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is a good version of Doom.
Yeah. I'd love to see them put, was it Hexen, I think, was on the N64 as well. I'd love to
Yes.
see them release that.
I think that's the first game that I realized video games give me motion sickness.
Oh,
That was
really?
the that was the
64.
that was the first game I reviewed and sent my review to a PR person and got on a PR list because of
Oh.
that review.
Look at that.
I was playing well, someone else was playing the game and I was taking screenshots
Ah,
and
Oh.
that was a recipe for disaster.
what CJ doesn't tell you is that when he was taking screenshots of games, he had his nose 2 inches away from the screen.
Potentially. Hitting the S key
Yep.
for screenshot.
S for screenshot.
All right, Fantasian is coming to Switch, so
I love that movie.
The classic Genesis
Sakaguchi.
Mm-hmm.
No,
based
this
on the
is
hit Disney.
Hironobu Sakaguchi, the director of Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within.
You gonna play this, CJ?
I played it on Apple Arcade a little bit. I'm not sure if I'm
Oh,
going
it's an
to...
Apple Arcade game.
It's an
Okay.
Apple Arcade game that is finally coming to the Switch, and I think there's an entry for it on Steam as well.
Oh, really?
Okay.
So, but
Mhm,
I
mhm,
might
mhm.
play it. I don't know.
Oh, it's this game. I'm looking
Oh,
at
it's this
screenshots.
game. It's the game where they built real practical models of the
Yeah.
backgrounds, right?
Yeah.
And then scanned them in.
background.
It's a pretty interesting game. I thought the battle system was pretty cool, but
Really. It's
I
pretty.
didn't play that much of it.
It's a neat looking game.
It is a neat looking game.
It's like those old Popeye Fleischer cartoons when they would build like an actual set and have like Popeye animation cells moving over it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like that kind of thing.
All right. We also got an announcement for Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D.
That looks beautiful.
Yeah.
It looks great, right?
I think I'll
Very excited about
probably play this because I've played Dragon Quest 1 and 2. I played through them way back. Well, actually played through the first Dragon Quest on the NES, but played 1 and 2 again when they came out of the Game Boy Color. But I've never really played 3. And I'm hearing from those who would know that 3 is like the game. So John Riccardi is very high on Dragon Quest 3, and John Riccardi is a pretty big Dragon Quest fan. So
That's true.
Does
And it's a
know.
I'll take
prequel,
his
so
word
really
for
it
it.
is where you should
Right.
start.
yeah. Plus the 2D HD stuff is so pretty.
Mm-hmm.
It just looks great. Yeah, November 14th is when that comes out. And then they're doing 1 and 2 HD 2D remake next year.
Yeah, I love that they brought on Yuji Horii to say, just so you know, chronologically 3 comes first, so this makes sense. Like
This makes
did
sense.
it? Okay, whatever.
Sure. And we should finally talk about Metroid Prime 4 Beyond.
Okay.
Yeah. This looks great.
I'll play it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it looks
I've heard
good.
people complaining that it looks like a GameCube game.
Who are these people?
The internet. I don't know.
Don't pay attention to the internet.
I'll be honest. Even if it does, I don't think it does. But even if it does, I'll still play it.
Yeah. Sure.
We need
it looks
we
great.
need the trilogy though. I thought they were gonna do wasn't there a rumor that they were gonna do Prime 2 and 3 at some point?
There is a rumor that Prime 2 and 3 are done and have been just sitting there. Just
I would like for them to release them because I've never actually played through either of those.
Me neither. Just like there's a rumor about Twilight Princess and Wind Waker being ready. And that hasn't happened. And I think one of the other rumors was that there's a Fire Emblem game that has also just been sitting there for like 8-10 months.
My goodness.
Really?
They haven't released yet or
That
announced
seems
yet.
weird.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's Nintendo's new thing. They finish projects and just they don't want a drought, right? So they're just gonna like stack everything up.
Maybe.
So we'll see.
Hmm.
Yeah. Did you hear this Nintendo Direct? I thought it was really exciting, and part of that was because none of it leaked beforehand.
Oh, right.
I wasn't aware, but that's cool.
Some of the announcements, people had a hunch that things could happen, but if you'll remember, like the last couple Nintendo Directs, there's a leaker named Pyoro who basically like leaks the whole thing before it happens.
There was a leaker.
There was a leaker, Pyoro, because for some reason, I don't know if Nintendo just has shut down the way that the leaks were happening anyway, but Jason Schreier did a story about leaks and interviewed Pyoro in there, and in the interview, Pyoro leaked his source.
Who no longer works at Nintendo.
Which there's this great tweet from Pyoro saying he didn't realize that. Yes, he told Jason Schreier that, but he didn't realize he was going to print it.
Okay.
Okay, then. Yeah, that's the thing.
Anyone could be a leaker, apparently.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, did you guys see it? So there were other things in the Direct. I don't know if we need to talk about anything more. That Nintendo World Championships NES Edition still looks great, and apparently you can play through, like one of the challenges is playing through the original Super Mario Brothers as speedrunning it.
Right.
Yeah, I did see
Taking all
that.
the warps. So that's cool.
It looks neat. That's coming out soon as well, is it not?
Yeah, July something.
Like mid-July, maybe?
18th.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very excited about that. I already have that pre-ordered.
You both do, don't you? Yeah.
I do.
Yeah, Luigi's Mansion 2 HD. Can't wait for that.
Yep.
Lots of good stuff in this Nintendo Direct. Just so
No, it was
many
great. There was
good games.
There were very few moments where I wasn't interested in what I was looking at, basically, which tends to happen a lot in directs, but not this time.
Yes. All right. Well, let's talk about this. This is really the only other thing that happened last week that's worth talking about. Ubisoft finally revealed Beyond Good and Evil 20th Anniversary Edition comes out on June 25th, which is the day that this podcast is out.
Yep. Beyond Good and Evil is a great game.
Yeah.
It's a great game.
Now, let me ask you a question.
Very short.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Is it a great game even now? Or was it just a great game 20 years ago?
It was a great game 20 years ago. It was a great game 12 years ago when I played it again, when HD came out.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing it's still a great game. But, boy, man, Beyond Good and Evil 2. Felt like we were so close.
Well, they have
never
said,
Yeah, whatever.
they have said that there is apparently some kind of treasure hunt in the game that has a narrative link
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
beyond Good and Evil 2, which is just
Okay.
like, why? Why are you doing this? Why?
Sure. That's awesome.
When was that game announced?
Long time ago.
A very long time ago. It's probably not happening, right?
Well, what we've seen of it is definitely not what the game is at this point.
Right.
No.
There was that demo at one point.
Wasn't
Remember?
there
It
something
like
with
an airship or something?
space monkeys or some? Am I remembering that right?
I don't know. Are you?
I don't know.
The Space Monkeys?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
Was that a different game?
That's Planet of the Apes.
Was
Was that a Rabbids game?
Fever
that I'm
Dream.
thinking about. Yeah. Well, anyway, that comes out on the 25th, and there will be a physical edition as well from Limited
And hey,
Run.
if you've never played it, it's a real good game.
I have
But
never played it.
You've never played it?
Well, okay. I have played it briefly. I never understood why people thought it was so great.
Really?
Yeah.
I hate to say it.
Oh, I hate
CJ, I'm
you
on your
guys.
side.
I hate you guys.
I
Did
just-
you play through it, Phil?
I didn't finish it. No.
No.
I played a couple hours, and I know it's not a terribly long game,
Yeah.
but yeah, it didn't click with me back in the day.
I
tried it again with HD.
Did that come out the same time as Prince of Persia? The Prince of Persia reboot? Sands of Time? I want to say it
I don't
did.
know.
I want to
Perhaps.
say that it and Prince of Persia came out around the same time, and it got very overlooked.
Hmm.
But I remember, playing it and just falling in love with it. I think the thing was I really loved the world. Like there was something about the characters in that world that just really resonated, and maybe because it was very different to a lot of other things that were out at the time. But yeah, I totally fell in love with it. So, and I played through it again when it was released in HD. But I don't know that I'll play it again now. There's getting to the point where there's too much to play this year now, and
Yeah.
and I've already experienced this game twice. I want the sequel.
Yeah. Alrighty, that brings us to what you been playing. And Phil, you are gonna kick it off.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, I was gone last week, as you might recall,
Yes.
and I've been a little preoccupied with stuff, so I haven't had too much of a chance to play stuff.
I love that
been
you
pl-
say that, but you've got the longest list of games on what you've been playing.
I mean,
Just saying. No, I guess CJ's is
I
longer.
don't.
list
CJ
is-
has the longest list.
But he's taller, so it makes sense that his is
My
longer.
my games just have long titles.
Mine do too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've been playing some more Namco Picross,
Hmm.
which is obviously great. Shame about that soundtrack.
It really is.
I played a bit of, because I picked this up. I had ordered this from the folks over at Limited Run Games. I picked up a copy of Plumbers Don't Wear Ties.
Yeah, explain yourself on
Yeah.
that one.
Why would you do that?
Because haha, look at this crappy game.
I mean, I know that's why they released it.
The
but
novelty irony factor. And yeah, I'm not going to be
it's just
buying
as
any
bad
more
as you
novelty
expected. Yeah.
irony game releases.
See, this is my thing. This has always been my thing about this game. I mean, I get it. Hey, I love Sewer Shark. I love Night Trap. I spent
Those are
money
good
on
games. Those are games.
Yeah, this doesn't even sit in that category.
Boy, it's
It's
you know,
bad.
I'd obviously never played this game before.
Oof.
Yeah.
You know, we all had a good laugh about it back at Babbage's.
Yeah,
when
about
it
the
showed up.
cover.
Yeah. We all had another good laugh about it when Angry Video Game Nerd made his video about it like 10 years ago or whenever that was.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, oh, it's back. What a treat. What a jolly treat. So I picked it up and I was like, let's see. How bad can it be?
So how bad is it?
Here's the problem. Here's the problem.
Uh-huh.
it's bad. Of course it's bad. We all know it's bad. But it's Did you ever watch the Star Wars holiday special?
Yeah.
Like actually sit down and watch it straight through?
Yeah.
And that's bad.
Yeah.
But the problem with the Star Wars holiday special and why it's such a difficult watch is because not only is it bad, it's also really boring. You know, like you can't even like make fun of it. It's so bad.
Yeah.
And this is the same thing. It's bad, but boring. And you know, there's that initial like, oh wow, this is hilarious how bad it is, but that lasts for maybe 10 seconds. Because it is just it's a
slideshow.
It's a slideshow.
Yeah.
With narration over it, and the narration is horrible.
Yeah. There's
And
not even any full motion video in it, right?
Well, there's
Or is there an intro?
And that's the thing that that's why I keep bringing up full motion video, because I think that everyone sort of puts this game in that category.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, and I get why people laugh at full motion video games, and you know, so it's like, oh, digital pictures, but Plumbers Don't Wear Ties doesn't even rise to that height.
Oh no.
It's just so awful.
That's the thing when you're just like, you know, oh, I get it. I like Sewer Shark. And it's like, no, Sewer Shark. You know, I'm not going to argue that Sewer Shark is a great game.
Right.
As much as I loved it back in the day, I played quite a bit of Sewer Shark.
That's right.
But, you know, there was effort put into Sewer Shark.
Exactly.
They filmed things.
Yeah.
They programmed things, you know. I'm assuming that they probably did a couple takes for some of the movie sequences.
At least 2. Yeah.
You know, this is very much just people reading off of a script very poorly, and it's clearly one take, and they just play those recordings over a slideshow, and you come to like a dialogue tree thing where they give you 2 or 3 options of what you can do, and it's just you select one, and like one of those options is the correct one, and it will send you down the next route to get to whatever the next choice is. And like the other 2 choices are the wrong choices, and they will result in a game over, but they don't result in a game over right away. You end up sitting through like a good 10 minutes of slideshows and bad line reads. And then you finally get to the end of the story, and it's like, oh, looks like you lost. Go back and try again. And it's just,
Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
No, like I said, I mean, I think it really gets away with the fact that a lot of people obviously didn't play it back in the day.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
But I was one of the people who did.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, that's why I've always said, like, when they announced, from the moment they announced this, it's just like, why?
Yeah.
Why?
It's just bad.
Yeah.
It's just bad, and not fun bad, not funny bad,
Right.
not
Like
just be
Way of the
hilarious
Warrior
with
would be a
friends.
better thing to release.
What's that?
Way of the Warrior would have been a better funny bad game.
Oh,
release.
absolutely.
You know what I mean? Because there's something to do there. It's ridiculously bad, but it's very earnest in how bad it is.
And it's also an early Naughty Dog game.
Well, that's the other thing, right? It's like there's also a pedigree there where it's like, oh my god, this is where Naughty Dog started.
Yeah,
well, not started,
exactly.
but, you know, they're one of their earliest games. It's like it's interesting bad.
Yes,
but Plumbers Don't Wear
is
Ties.
not even.
It's such a crappy little, like, let's throw some terrible quality JPEGs onto a disc and shovel it out the door because we'll pretend there's sex in it. Like, that's really all it ever was.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's you know, between stuff like this and between like, well, we're doing a Gex collection, and now we're doing a Bubsy collection. It's like, I guess that's your new bread and butter is at limited run.
But even that, see, I can get behind a Gex collection and a Bubsy collection. I'm not going to buy either of them.
No, well, of course.
But, I mean, you know, the Gex games, they had their moments.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, they did.
No, Gex.
Come on, Dana Gould. Come on. hear him say the same 5 lines over and over
Yeah.
again.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a moment.
A lot of people rented the N64
And
Gex game,
Ugh.
right?
And I mean, love it or not, Bubsy had a following. It has a following.
Just
Yeah.
Even
I mean,
Micah actually was saying how you'd be surprised how many times we've been asked to remake Bubsy.
that's
Ah,
okay. Well,
But they're not for you, obviously, or me.
clearly.
But that's the thing. That's why I can say I get it. But I just never got it with Plumbers Don't Wear Ties.
Well, no. It's just bad.
Yeah.
It's just
So was that on a CDR or
I got it on Switch.
oh,
yeah.
so yeah.
wow.
So flash drive.
Yes.
Go back to 1996 and show Howard Lincoln that they put Plumbers Don't Wear Ties on a Nintendo platform.
Well, I mean, Night Trap, right?
Yeah, Night Trap's already there.
Well,
Remember,
that's
he
true.
famously said during those violence hearings that you would never see that game on a Nintendo platform.
Yep.
True.
Here we are.
I mean, look at the eShop. Just do a search for hentai.
Oh my
and
God.
See what
Oh, boy.
comes.
What's the deal with that anyway?
Ugh.
I mean, what's the deal with the eShop in general and just the amount of
Garbage.
Shaft.
shovelware that comes out on that? I mean, it happens on PlayStation as well. It's not
It
only a
does.
Switch thing, but
But it's I don't know. Knowing
It's
Nintendo's
more
history,
visible.
it feels weirder.
Yeah.
and it's very visible on the Switch eShop.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
All right, what else you got?
Well, then the good game I've been playing the more Ichiban,
Yeah.
more like a dragon,
Infinite Wealth.
Infinite Wealth, which I was very busy this past week, but did I? And I wasn't on last week's show, but did I talk about Dondoko Island
You
yet?
did.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm still on Dondoko Island. I actually just raised my island to a 4-star rating.
What?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Huh.
And then I'll give you a little spoiler, CJ.
Okay.
I'm assuming
do it.
have you because I saw you've been playing this as well. Have you reached Dondoko yet?
No.
Okay. Okay.
I have reached Hawaii though.
Okay.
I am
Good.
now in Hawaii.
Okay. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Yeah.
But yes. So I'll give you a minor spoiler for Dondoko Island. Once you get up to 4 stars, there's one more task you have to complete to get to 5-star, which you got to raise your island's popularity and everything to a certain degree, which I am already at. But then there's a kind of final boss fight because there are these. Because I had to have mentioned there's the evil pirates
Yes.
who are
you
littering your island.
Yes.
So now I gotta go do my final battle with the pirates to drive them away once and for all, which should unlock my 5-star Dondoko Island. And then and only then can I return to Hawaii to continue my main quest.
I see.
But yeah, I'm having a very good time with that game. So,
Me too.
yeah,
I am. I said that I would put it on hold.
yeah,
Then I kept coming back to it.
yeah. See,
And a little more and a little
Can't
more
stay away.
and a little more.
can't stay away.
Yeah, I am in Hawaii
Okay,
though. So
well that's all I've been playing. So I don't know if you want to continue talking about that or if you want to throw it to Greg. But
no, I can continue talking. Well,
don't throw away a good segue, CJ.
Yeah. Why would I want to do that?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I love that CJ's highlighting things in his list on the outline.
I am. Yeah.
So you know where you are? Or
Yes, that's exactly. Yeah, exactly it. Yeah, so I got to Hawaii. I've done a couple of things just kind of unlocking side missions in the game and the whole thing where how you can say hello to all the citizens and get their information, add them as a friend on the social network that is in the game. And then I think the last thing I did was ran into the mascot that collected the Tojo shrine.
Oh, yes.
Or the Tojo clan emblems.
Yes.
And now they're doing their own thing in Honolulu, apparently.
Yeah. You'd be surprised how many people from Japan in the last game also decided to take a trip to Hawaii.
I
right
know.
around
I'm
the same
kind
time
of
as
amazed
Ichiban.
by that. I'm
Yeah.
amazed by that.
Crazy.
But I am glad that I did play The Man Who Erased His Name
Yeah.
before playing Infinite Wealth, just because I feel like there's much more of a link there to the at least the ending of like Dragon
Yes.
Guide 10
Yes.
to Infinite Wealth. So yeah, it works out.
Absolutely.
Works out very much. But I'm still enjoying it. I've unlocked I think now I have 3 characters in my party.
Okay.
So yeah, it has been very interesting to play it, and all of the hijinks that have gone on with that picture of the envelope or the envelope and then the picture of the envelope and all of that stuff. Yeah, that is happening. And then you get to Ichiban's mother's house, his birth
yes.
mother's house, and
Yep.
all the things that happen there. I mean, it's just it's everything I want from a wacky like a dragon Ichiban
that's-
story.
That's when you get to that one trailer
Yeah.
scene, basically. Yes.
Yeah, where he wakes up naked on the beach.
Yes.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Yes, indeed.
But I've been playing other things as well. I've been playing Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door.
You too?
I know Greg
Oh my
has
goodness.
as well. I am now in chapter 5 of this.
yeah,
I'm
go
on the
ahead.
Pirate Island.
Okay.
I started the pirate
Oh, the Bob-omb
storyline.
Pirates
What?
with the Bob-omb Pirates.
The Bob-omb Pirates, yeah. And the captain. Yes. So yeah, I'm in the middle of that chapter and we'll see how that goes. But I'm enjoying it a whole lot, and yeah, I'm definitely gonna finish it at this point, because what you need 7 stars to open up or to seal away the evil in Thousand Year Door.
Yeah,
And
it's a pretty light
already
play.
on my 5th. So
I'm still at the end of chapter 3. Because I beat the boss and
Yeah.
got the crystal star and went back to the Thousand Year Door and sort of I'm set up for the next section. But
yeah.
I also got into the eastern side of the main town, and there's the troubles board
Yes.
over there, and I've just been doing the troubles.
You've
Like
just
I've been completing the board.
Okay.
I think as you play further, obviously it unlocks more, because some of those troubles actually take you to areas you've already, like other lands that you've already been in.
I don't think I've done any of that stuff. Maybe I should
It's
check it out.
it will get you some interesting stuff every now and then. Mostly you just get coins,
Okay.
but every now and then you'll get, like, one of the things I just did. I got a pass for some Pianta thing in the main town. Like, it's a mini game you can play. So it's stuff like that, right? Like, there are some interesting things to get, but they're just little fetch quests. Like the one that I got that from is there was a Koopa who's like famous for being great at hide and seek, and he's hiding in the dragon's castle. So you have to go back and find him.
Okay.
Stuff, but a lot of it's also like, take this package to this guy that's 2 screens over, or go find this guy who's hiding. Like, there a lot of really little things that just happen in town, and they take like 90 seconds to do. And so I just sort of got caught up in doing all that stuff the last time I was playing it. And I also, that was the time that I learned that this soundtrack is new.
It is.
'Cause-
Although you can use a badge to.
Well,
listen to
and
the
that's
old
how I
soundtrack.
found out.
Oh.
I got that badge. It's like, oh, put this, equip this badge, and then you can listen to the original soundtrack. And I was like, original soundtrack? This isn't the original soundtrack?
No.
So, but yeah, I mean, man, I'm still loving it so much. That's such
It's
a
so
game.
good.
Yeah.
And I love that I'm never hurting for coins. in this game.
No.
And I never feel like I'm completely helpless against the enemies. Like I have everything I need to get past these battles.
It's interesting because you had talked last week about how
I don't have to
you
grind or anything.
were, and you were starting to concentrate on badge points.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I got it, but at that point, I wasn't quite as far as you. And now that I'm at the end of chapter 3, I totally get what you mean, because they really start piling the badges on.
They do, and then some of the really good ones are like you need 6 badge slots for this.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I'm glad that I have been doing that. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, overall, and I loved seeing Luigi again, telling it so he could tell you about the second part of his quest.
Yeah.
And I love that he's with like a singed blooper. Is it bloober? What are those things called?
The little
octopus
squid fellows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The bloopers.
Bloopers. He's with you don't realize that's why, but he's shaded really dark, and bloopers are usually white. And so Luigi goes through this long story about how he was in this big battle and he threw this blooper like a torpedo to beat the boss. And then you go talk to the blooper and he goes, "This guy's a complete liar. He threw me and he didn't make it. And I fell into a vat of lava." And then it sort of explains why he's all singed and everything. I don't know. It's very cute.
It's funny.
I love the writing in this game so much.
It's great. And I love the bits where, and this has happened a couple times, where something will happen on the screen and then it'll ask you about what just happened.
Yeah.
Like I just did a thing in the haunted house area. Is it it's in the like the spooky.
Yeah. With all the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And ghosts pop out of a chest. And then the last ghost comes out and says, "All right, how many ghosts just popped out of this chest?"
You're like, "I don't know."
Like I wasn't counting, but I got it right. By accident.
I'm going to guesstimate.
I'm just going to guess. But it's just a funny, like, sort of, are you paying attention to this game moment? Yeah. And that kind of thing, like keeping you on your toes. And even, during battles, having to hit X to go in the audience and do things. Like there have been a couple times where I've been in a battle and I was looking at my phone and something happened in the audience. I was like, "Oh shit." Yeah.
You millennials and your phones.
But I'm loving it. It's
so good.
much fun. So much fun. So a couple other things that I've been playing. I've kind of dipped my toe in Still Wakes the Deep. This is a walking simulator / horror game from the Chinese Room that did Everybody Goes to the Rapture, and they've done a couple of other like well-known walking simulator style games. But this one I thought was interesting because the setting, it takes place on an oil rig in the North Sea in 1975, and all of the characters are Scottish and they have very thick accents as well. And it just seemed really interesting. So I've started playing that. You play a character who is having some problems at home and gets into a fist fight with somebody on the rig, and the cops are called, and you're getting kicked off you're getting fired. You're getting kicked off the rig when all this kind of stuff goes down. But before you can leave, some kind of thing is unearthed by the drilling that was being done, and a whole lot of weird shit starts happening on the oil rig, and you're stuck there. And it's so far really good. It is a very linear game, like to the point where you'll be in a hallway with 3 doors, and you will try like 2 of the doors and they'll just be locked. The third door is there's always one door.
Like, good
that's
choice. You figured it out.
You try the door and it has this animation of your hand like not even really touching the handle.
The game character's like, "I'm just going to tell you."
Yeah, this ain't the door. Yeah. You're
Try
not
again.
going to this door. But it is really interesting. Got a lot of swearing in Scottish. a lot of heavy swearing. I would say there's
Love it.
the F bomb, there's the C word, there's all kinds of stuff in this game. But so far, really, really good, real fun. I've heard it's very short, so
Even better.
we'll see how that goes. And then I've been playing some action roguelikes on the Steam Deck. So I had bought Deep Rock Galactic Survivor a while ago and been wanting to use my Steam Deck more. So I booted that up and played a whole bunch of that. These are games that are like Vampire Survivors. This action roguelike is now the genre that has been determined that these games are.
Okay.
So it's not like a Vampire Survivor like. It's an action roguelike is what they call it. So I've been playing that, which has been really fun. It's Deep Rock Galactic, which I enjoy that game quite a bit, just as a Vampire Survivor style game. And then I've been playing a game called Champion Shift, which is a action roguelike where you play as sort of these knights of the round in this futuristic city, and you can transform into a car. Is the sort of gimmick into this one.
Okay.
So you're playing
Turbo
a
Teen?
Vampire Survivors style game, and then all of a sudden, exactly like Turbo Teen,
This is a Turbo Teen game.
you can hit a button, and then you're a car, and you can
Talk
run
about
people
classics.
over. So imagine Vampire Survivors, where you can turn into a car and then run people over.
Continue.
Okay.
I'm paying attention.
Yeah, and instead of like an open area, it's you start off in a downtown area, and they give you different biomes and stuff, and you have to not only defeat waves of enemies that are coming at you, but then it gives you a randomized selection of missions that you have to do, and some of them are just drive to this location and defeat this enemy, whereas others are like collect bounty and bring it back. Like you have to do a little delivery thing. We did one today. I played this it's a cooperative game. It's an online game. You can play multiplayer. So I played with our good friend Mike. And one of the missions is you had to go and collect like a bomb to blow up this turret thing. So you drive over to where the bomb is, destroy a couple waves of enemies that the bomb unlocks, and then you have to drive it back over to the satellite that you're trying to blow up. Satellite dish you're trying to blow up. But anyway, it's only $4. Cheap.
That's
Just
cheap.
just like these action roguelikes generally are.
Mhm.
And this one looked pretty cool. It's got an interesting style, and just hit apparently the 1.0 release of this. I guess it was an early access game before. And it's a nice little game to play on Steam Deck. So there you go. Playing
Cool.
that. And that's it. That's all I've been playing.
Okay.
Greg?
Mm-hmm. I've mostly
What do you
been
got?
watching hockey.
Oh, okay.
No, I mean, I already talked about Paper Mario. I'm continuing to play Logiart Grimoire, and I'm down to like 10 puzzles left to do in the main area. I haven't done any of the patron puzzles yet.
There's a lot of them.
I know, so probably be playing this for quite a while to come. But yeah, that's really it. I mean, other than that, I've mainly been playing Paper Mario.
Nice.
Wonderful.
Jeez.
Well, if that's it, then I guess it's time for tweets.
Tweet.
All right, let's do this one from listener Jason, who asks, I haven't been into playing my Switch since Super Mario Wonder. Do you have any recommendations for Switch games that are easy to get into?
Super Mario RPG, Paper Mario 1,000 Year Door.
There you go.
Those
There
are
you go.
pretty.
Yeah.
Those are pretty good. I was gonna say a Suika game. Everybody's favorite Suika
Ah.
game. It's not
I still haven't
that
played that.
expensive, and it's a fun puzzle game. And that's it.
Yeah. Oh, okay. There's gonna be more.
No, I mean any Picross game. Those are if
Yeah.
you're into puzzle games like logic puzzle style games, you might like it.
You'll love it.
They can be
Just go
difficult
for
to
it.
get in. I've heard some people are not into Picross games and they can't get into it.
I don't believe that.
And
I've
I
never
understand
met
that
those
because
people.
for years I was one of those people.
Weird.
They ain't no friends of mine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I had one other. Oh, Pocket Card Jockey.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Another really good one to get into. Pepper Grinder.
Yep.
Pepper Grinder is out on Switch and PC. It's coming to other platforms in August. It is a drill dozer inspired platformer. Really fun. Really not super difficult. And I've heard it's kind of short, but visually it's awesome. Definitely reminds me of some of the best platformers on like the GBA and stuff. So yeah, get that.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this one from Hacker Alias Bill Mudron.
I know him.
Yeah, who says Nintendo was desperate to get a Wii U replacement out in 2016, so they had no problems announcing the Switch in October and releasing it the next spring. Think they'll follow suit with Switch 2, or will we get a more typical announcement next spring and summer, plus a holiday release?
Oh, I can't speculate on that.
I mean, holiday releases for new consoles is I don't see Nintendo having to stick to that anymore.
Yeah. Yep. That's
And
exactly
if they in
what I
any
think.
way think there might be shortages of the hardware, like having a spring release or a summer release is probably good so that they can, get the numbers up for the holidays
Yeah.
later.
Exactly.
So yeah, I don't think, I mean, yes, they were desperate to get a Wii U replacement out, but I don't think you have to ship a new video game system.
Yeah, I
only
mean,
at the
they're
holidays anymore.
But they were in such a different situation with the Wii U,
Yeah.
right? So yeah, no, I think honestly, with the popularity of the Switch, they can pretty much do whatever they want.
I mean, they released the 3DS in the spring.
Yeah.
So
and then
why
they
not?
said they were sorry and re-released it again. So
They said they were sorry, gave everybody a bunch of games, and yeah, then fixed it somehow, and it worked. Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right, let's do one more. This one from Hacker Alias JCA Farley, who asks, is PSVR 2 finished? If so, why did Sony release it in the first place, seeing as how they've given it virtually no support?
That's a real good question.
Good question.
I want to know the answer to this too.
You know the
what?
answer.
I know the answer to it. Yeah. And
You
the
do?
thing is, PSVR 2 it's a nice piece of hardware. Like
It's great.
I
Yeah?
like the haptics in the headset. That's cool, and the controllers are good.
Just playing GT7 in VR again this week
Yeah.
for like a couple hours. Fantastic.
It's on Sony to support hardware, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
it's not going to happen with just third-party games. I mean, part of the problem is that a lot of like bigger AAA third parties don't make VR games in general. And
Right.
then what you have is you have a lot of Quest games coming to
I was gonna
PSVR
say.
2 that are completely unfamiliar to the PlayStation audience. It's not
And I
that those
think on
games
the-
are bad, but they're just unknown.
And I think on the flip side of that, I think Meta, or whatever you want to call them, has been really investing.
Yeah,
And the exciting stuff that's coming out on VR right now is on the Quest.
that's right.
And they're not going to come to the PSVR 2. Not when they're new,
Well,
anyway.
Yeah,
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
it's true.
yeah, I don't know, man. That's so weird.
Yeah,
It wasn't like we were overrun with amazing games on the PSVR 1, but there was enough that you felt like there was something to play.
well,
but
and
there's
Sony
nothing
didn't
to
even
play on
bring
VR 2.
their games from PSVR 1 over.
And that's the thing. Like at this point, I know it's not a one-to-one translation, but throw a little money at it and make PSVR 2 versions of some of the best PSVR 1 games.
Well, the
I know
fact-
it's not, again, it's not 1-to-1, but it's not that hard either,
The fact that Sony didn't bother to port Astrobot
right?
should tell you everything.
At this point, just do
Even
that.
getting a separate studio to bring that over.
Exactly.
It
Yeah.
doesn't have to be Team
Exactly.
Asobi.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't get it at all. I just don't
I
get it.
don't get it either. And it seemed at the time like they were rushing it out
Yeah.
too.
It felt like it, that's the thing. It felt like there must be something coming. Like there's
Yeah.
a reason.
They're
You know what I mean?
getting
There's
it
a
out.
reason they're doing this.
in
Yeah.
February. There
I don't get
must
it.
be a reason. Maybe not. Yeah, I like the PSVR 2 a lot. I'm very sad that first party support has been, not enough to get other people interested in it.
No.
Yeah.
And the Quest 3 is a better platform. It's the platform that if I'm going to play a VR game, I'm going to put on the Quest 3.
Now, I mean, with this PC dongle or whatever it is, I might
the box.
find a reason to use it more
To play PC VR games,
to play
sure.
PC VR games.
But it doesn't support the things that you bought a PSVR 2
oh no, I
to
know.
experience, right?
I know.
Like that's the
But
unfortunate
I mean,
thing.
at least I might get some use out of it.
Yeah. Well, if you have
Play
a
some-
Quest 2 or a Quest 3, you can play PC VR games without
Yeah, I know.
that anyway. So, and
But I'm not going to buy a
fun.
Quest 3.
well, you don't need a Quest 3. You have a Quest 2.
My son has a Quest 2.
He doesn't use it.
You're right.
Come on. You could take that back.
You have a Quest. too.
Wow. You guys are terrible parents.
What? It's called sharing.
That's right.
It's a valuable skill to learn.
Indeed. All right. Well, that's it.
Is that a show?
That's a show. We're
Oh,
done.
Tired.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Alrighty, and that is our show for this week. Thank you very much for listening. If you have a question for us or would like to comment on something you heard, you can direct that to @P1 Podcast on various social media channels where we might be. P1 Podcast on X and Threads. Or you can go to our internet website at playeronepodcast.com. There you will find our contact information. You will find blog entries about Sega CD stuff from Mr. Greg Stewart. You'll find Generation 16 episodes there as they happen. And you'll find show notes and links to all the things that we talked about on this here show and a link to our Discord server. We're going to discuss this episode with us and our other listeners.
If you would like to subscribe to the Player One Podcast, you can do so by visiting playeronepodcast.com or by loading up your favorite podcast listening app. We're also on Spotify. You can like us on Facebook. You can watch video archives of our show on the youtubes.com/P1 Podcast, or you can watch us live most weeks on
Live?
the YouTube. What?
Live?
Live.
Wow.
Like now, we're live.
Live
Live
on
alive.
the YouTubes, on the Facebooks, on the Twitch televisions, all over the dang place. Just follow one of our many social media accounts to find out when we are doing our next live show. Typically, it is Sunday evenings at 5:30 specific time. So join us, won't you? And I'll tell you what, if you like what you've heard, and how could you, head over to patreon.com/P1 Podcast. Throw a few shekels our way. Let me tell you, it is not cheap getting every
my God.
single color of plush Lego astronaut,
Oh my God.
Wow.
but I got to have them all. I got a red one and a white one upstairs. These are new.
That's not what your Patreon
I was
funds are
going
used
through. I was going through one of my kids. We were cleaning out some closets and stuff in the house,
Yeah.
and my kids found a bag full of bits and pieces of old toys of mine.
Yeah.
And this guy was in
Oh,
there.
look at that.
He doesn't
That's a
have his
little
helmet,
red-
unfortunately, but
Lego Spaceman
yep,
needs
There
his
you go.
helmet.
for. Yeah.
those were my jam. This Lego
Abs-
space sets. That's
Oh,
what I
yeah,
got
you
every
kidding?
time.
I got
They're the
I
best.
got a shipment today from Target. Greg, you'll appreciate this. This was also in my Target box. Look at this.
Oh.
Look at that. That is an Optimus Prime who turns into a Target delivery truck.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
as you can see here, he comes with a little repaint of Ravage
Yeah.
as the Target
Nice.
mascot Bullseye the dog.
Today I learned Target has a mascot named Bullseye the
little
dog. I didn't know that.
This little dog.
Nice.
His name is Bullseye. And well, you don't have Targets up there, do you?
Nope.
Okay, so Target stores here in the U.S. of America, when you go out front, they have these giant concrete balls that are painted red.
Mm-hmm.
A little decor. And here on the artwork, look at this. You can see Optimus Prime.
Optimus has giant concrete red balls.
Yep. I mean, the Michael Bay movies have
I was going to
made...
say, is this a Michael Bay film? Or
Yes.
Huh.
But see, Prime has picked up one of
That's
them
great.
and he's throwing it. He's
Yeah.
playing fetch.
Yeah.
How adorable.
So, fun fact: there is a Canadian Tire here
Okay.
that took over the space, one of the spaces that was vacated by Target, because Target
Yeah.
was here for a very short time. Which,
Yeah.
by the way, if you've never, there are some great articles about the story of Target in Canada is pathetic,
great. Yeah.
actually, but it's worth reading.
Yeah.
But anyway, they still have the red balls out in front of the.
Oh, do they really?
At least last I checked, they do. I don't know if
Oh,
they ever got
interesting.
rid of them, but I mean,
I mean-
Canadian Tire's color is red, so
Sure.
sure,
There you
why
go.
not?
It's Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you gotta pay someone to haul those away.
Well, that's just it.
Probably not
Yeah.
worth it.
Yeah.
Your Patreon dollars will not be purchasing my toys.
No.
At least if
Not
CJ
yet.
has anything to say about it.
Right. Yeah.
Your
Well,
Patreon dollars
you have your
will,
own
of
credit
course.
card, don't you, Phil?
What's that?
You have your own credit card, don't you?
I mean, I guess I do.
Easier to beg forgiveness than.
Oh,
That's a good point. We'll see what happens. We'll see what I can. Oh my goodness. Your Patreon funds, of course, help support our show, keep us streaming and all that stuff, all those podcast costs that CJ deals with. But I'll tell you what, if you are a Patreon supporter of the $5 tier,
Cheap.
you bet it is, Greg. You gain access to a weekly bonus episode. We record it right after this, where we play
Right in these
games.
chairs, these microphones, everything. I mean, it's amazing.
Everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't skim
No,
for that after show.
but
Not
we don't try
generally.
too hard either. So
That's also true.
it's a balance. We've really struck a balance.
Yeah. Of consistent apathy.
Yes.
Mhm.
Got me through a lot.
We play games, crack wise, having fun doing all the stuff we can't do on the regular show. CJ,
Yeah.
do we have a game this week?
We do have a game this week.
Oh, goodness.
Phil.
Oh, goodness gracious. What is said game? Do we know?
Well, we've gotten a couple of games here, so we're gonna do
Oh
a
my
first
gosh.
come first serve style thing here. Marky Mark 2 sent us a Jeopardy
the-
quiz. Not no, based on 80s and 90s genre films. So
Oh,
mostly
okay.
horror, but we'll see how we do. Since we were talking about Killer Clowns from Outer Space,
Right.
and the Blob,
And the
remake.
Blob.
So this is a quiz all about that.
Okay. This should be fun.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you what, if you have a few bucks left over, why don't you head over to patreon.com/Greg Seward to help support Greg's outstanding, and it is outstanding, web series about North America's favorite runner-up, the Sega Genesis.
Thank you, Phil. And if you are a supporter of the $5 variety,
Also cheap.
hello, Satan. We missed you last week.
Yeah, I had to do some traveling last week.
Yeah.
Coincidentally, when Phil travels, I tend to as well.
You just go sort of check the other rings and see if everything's in order. Or...
It's a lot to manage,
Well, yeah. I mean, there are a lot of rings.
but that's just it. You run a household.
Yeah.
It's very similar. Did you know last week we had a small fire down here?
Just the small one.
And, oh my gosh, it gave me such a start. One of my lesser demons came running up. He was up. Oh no, we got a fire down here. It's okay though, where everyone's fine.
Isn't every demon a lesser demon to you?
Compared to me,
Yeah.
absolutely. But like on the the broad spectrum, one of the lower ones.
Well, I'm glad you're okay.
Yeah, no, everyone's.
That could have gotten out of hand.
Everyone's not fine. Everyone is damned for eternity. But
Just like our house.
what? So you know what I'm talking about. There's that sliding scale of everything's fine. And we're at the top of that before as high as that goes down here.
You get access to the Weekly Commute, which is a weekly vlog series that I do, although I didn't do it this week because I was busy, not burning the house down. We're going to talk about what I'm working on and just really anything else that comes to mind to thank you for your generous support. So please consider supporting the show. Hey,
Yeah.
so you know,
Uh-huh.
the Ridge Racer history video is done and ready to go.
What?
So that will be live. Well, actually, if you're a $5 patron or a $3 patron, that will be
So
live.
cheap.
There you go. That will be live for you on the first Saturday of July
Oh,
and live for
Okay.
everyone else a week later. So please do sports show. I really appreciate it. Thank you so
I'm
much.
excited.
I'm excited too to have it finally done.
How long have you been working on that
A
video?
little over a year.
Holy cow.
I went back
Yowza.
and checked the history on the script document, and I started that document in January 2023.
Oh, wow.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Takes
Perfect.
me a long time to get some stuff done.
Well, I mean,
There you go.
for as
It's
well
quality, though.
researched as your videos tend to be, who's going to hold that against you? We should be
kind.
grateful.
Yeah.
You heard him.
Yeah. Be grateful. Is that? Oh,
I agree.
Oh,
That's it.
he's putting a little Lego
Yeah,
spaceman up on the shelf.
Find a space for him.
There you go. Oh, and
There we go.
okay, there we go. You got it. Just out of frame, but I will know he's always right
He's
there.
watching over us. Yeah.
Yeah. CJ,
Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you, Phil.
Of course. Gregory.
Yo.
Thank you as well.
Thank you, Philip.
Oh, of course. And as always, a big old thank you to you, our wonderful, wonderful listeners, every single darned one of you. As always, take care of yourself, your loved one, your family, your friends. Be kind to each other. Be kind to yourself. We hope to see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Goodbye, everyone.